Welcome back, everybody, to the Week 2 recap show. We still don't have a name, so please, for the love of God, I had 0 DMs. So either you didn't watch it or you just hate me, but please.
Or you're not creative.
Yeah, or you're not creative. Simple as that. We have a great show for you today. Of course, I'm joined alongside with Johnny Besker and new guest, probably not his first and definitely not his last, point guard of the Lank Show, Grant Conway. Grant,
Thanks for having me on, boys.
How you doing, man?
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here.
How we doing today?
Pretty good. Just me and Johnny just got back from playing some pickup. Just putting in the work, putting in some after hours grinding, and we're ready for week 3. Happy to be here.
Nice. No tension. No tension between two squads.
No.
A lot of respect.
No, I was picking up a little bit of his moves, his tendencies, doing a little scouting here and there. But I'm excited for the matchup this week, Johnny.
Should be a good game. It'll be a lot of fun.
What was this? Back-to-back shows. We had you and Tony on. Y'all played each other this week. What's up with that?
It's not intentional, but
we're just gonna keep on bringing your opponents on.
It's my trying to bring the opponents on. Give away the secrets, the game plan secrets.
Well, I mean, Tony lost, so with all due respect to the Gremlins, of course. All right, so another great weekend for BBAL. A lot of inactives this week across the whole league, but regardless, if you're going to win, you're going to go out there, you're going to compete, and you're going to win. And whether you have 5 guys on the court or whether you have, 10 guys on the court. And we kind of saw both of that. So let's just go game by game. First game, Bullies beat Tropics. I was really looking forward to this game, but, the Bullies came out, did what they needed to do. They took advantage of Brad not being out there. And Tropics only had 5 guys on the court.
Yeah.
Was it Denzel, of course, led the way. Another MVP of Hormats. Eric Goldbach, of course, showed up after he felt a little slighted about our comments about him last week.
He took some notes on him.
He did, and he did respond. But also shout out to Ty Kress for at least holding up the fort for Tropics as long as he could. Grant, I'm going to start with you today. What did you see about that game?
Well, I think it was obviously a great back and forth between Denzel and Tyler. I was really excited to see that. I think Eric got off to a little bit of a slow start, but then I saw he really picked it up in the second half, got things moving. And, the thing that really makes the Bullies so dangerous is they have a bunch of guys who just stick to their role, play their role, a lot of big rebounders. It's, be careful going into the paint against the Bullies, for sure. But yeah, overall it was a good game, hard fought. Bullies, I think, kind of pulled away at the end, but yeah.
What about for you on the other side, Tropics? Are you worried? Is this something to be worried about? Or you're like, hey, we didn't have Brad, we didn't have Uncle, LOL, Addison, inside joke of the show. What about you, Tropics-wise, Johnny?
I would say their main issue was not having another guy because, this is no slight to the Bullies, but they kept it close for as long as they could. And, with Tyler taking the majority of their shots, Justin helping out, Jackson didn't have his best game. I mean, if they have 1 or 2 other guys there, I think they pull it out. And, Bubba really stepped up for them. He's the honorary captain of the game.
Yep.
Really great to see him play. By the way, I think he's the most loved player in this league.
I think so too.
Fan favorite for sure.
Fan favorite.
He's been playing awesome.
Yeah.
He's been doing very well. I mean, he guarded Liam for most of the game, and he held his own against him. But I'm not worried about them. I think they'll be fine. They gave us a tough matchup 2 weeks ago. So
something to add real quick too. I think when you only have 5 guys at the sport court, it's definitely a lot more challenging fatigue-wise, opposed to the E. It's a little bit smaller court at the E. So I think we saw a little bit of that this week. I know my team, we had 6, and it's another thing to work through for sure.
Yeah.
But the Bullies. I'm sorry, I don't want the Bullies to think I'm calling them out. They're obviously a great team, but I don't think they had their best week either. So
yeah,
they'll be looking to improve. They'll be great.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in Denzel. You told me you're going to hold Tyler Crespo to 15 points, and he didn't.
Wow.
I'm a little disappointed in you. That happened pregame. Denzel knows. That's between us. All right, on to the next one. We got Dragons, who took over the Lank Show. Lank Show is a defeated team now, Grant, and Dragons remain undefeated. It was unknown players last game of the season for BBAL.
We love you.
But it was still Ja Greaves absolutely killing it. Dark horse MVP candidate, I would say so far. Unknown player, of course, had a good game. The same amount of points, 16 with Kevin. and of course McCready's with 11, and he missed a dunk, which I really wanted him to slam down. Nonetheless, Curtis showed up. Grant, obviously you showed up too with a 17-piece. And we had Samir with 15. And Jay Bake playing for 2 teams in back-to-back games.
I mean, what is that?
Yeah, what is that about?
First ever, by the way.
First ever.
I'll take this one. So Jay Bake, for those of you guys don't know, he is a BBAL champion. We didn't know if Samir was going to make it, so about 5 minutes before the game, we had 4 players. So I scrambled over to Johnny, said, "What do we do?" And I saw Jay Bake just after playing a game where they only had 5. So he came right back to back, gave us a solid performance. Shout out Jay Bake, mid-range baker. Really appreciate you showing out for your former team. I know there was a little bit of bad blood that we weren't able to retain him, but no hard feelings on this end. And yeah.
I do want to give a shout out to Jay Bake. I'm giving him sort of a special award this week, most versatile player.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe a 1 week thing, whatever. But I do want to give credit where credit's due. I mean, that's tough. Like you said, he just came off a game where he didn't even get subbed out, and he's playing for a team probably with the most drama around too as well. That's why I want to kind of switch it a little bit, go off topic before we go to the next game. Blank show. Are you worried, Grant?
Well, as many of you guys may know, we started off the season slow last year. I think we had an 0-3, 0-4 start. And, I got to say, there was not much panic last year because we felt that we weren't playing our best basketball, but there was a lot of room to improve. I think we have all the talent in the world. It's just going to be, our goal is just be playing our best basketball come playoff time and kind of build that on-court chemistry. And, another thing, too, is just like we got to have all of our guys there. Obviously, tough weekend, Memorial Day weekend, but we were missing a lot of guys this week. But, internally, there's no panic. We're used to drowning out the noise, just keeping our heads down, grinding. And, definitely there's some heavy hitters at the top of the standings this year that we want to try to avoid first round. But, we're just trying to be right in the mix, maybe that 3, 4, 5 seed. That's kind of our goal heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you didn't have S-squared Scott Slade this past weekend.
Yep,
and that hurts.
That hurts. I mean, our offense runs through Scott. I think everybody knows that. And I would like to, also take this time to announce we will be having a new player, Samir, join our team permanently.
Bomb. Yeah, that's a bomb right there.
So
that's live.
Big free agent signing. I'm not sure if there have been many this year, but that's something we're really looking forward to. I think him and Curtis definitely have a lot of chemistry. He played a really, I think he's one of those guys that you look at his stats and nothing really jumps off the page, but his presence was always felt in the game. He does a lot of things behind the scenes, a lot of, screening, rebounding, boxing out, stuff like that, interior force. So, yeah, we're looking forward to having him. And, no panic on this end.
I have a comment.
Yeah,
and this is not coming from me, Grant. This is just noise on the outside. We can cut to the clip about this. Isaiah, there's word that Father Time has taken away prime time. That's a direct quote. That was last week's problem.
I told him it looked like he smoked a pack of cigarettes last night because he was gassed. And he did smoke a pack of cigarettes last night.
Does he deserve the nickname prime time?
Well, he may have lost that.
Oh,
Father
wow.
Time took away prime time. In previous talks, Grant was talking about what a great addition Isaiah was going to be. And it seems that Isaiah's having a negative effect on everyone else. I mean, I've never seen Engel behave like that, and I think that's a reflection of Isaiah being on the team.
If he was sitting where I'm sitting, what would you tell him?
I'd be like, you're a Catholic high graduate. Why are you behaving like that on the court?
This week's problem, he was seen doing some things with the crowd.
Yeah.
And not paying attention to the game, and you can expand.
So, I think I want to say week 1 was pretty excusable because it's been a while since he ran a full game. I think it's safe to say. He still, gave us good hard minutes, a lot of impact in those minutes. He's big into our Lank Show culture, I think. he's definitely a building block of what we're trying to build as a team. But yeah, Zay, if you're watching this, man, just get the number after the game. Doesn't have to be in the middle. Doesn't have to be in the middle of the first half. Yeah, that was tough. I think he went on about 10 minutes where he was just kind of chilling over there.
Yeah, he did. Listen,
that's a tough one to excuse.
Well, I do. Prime time is a nickname on and off the court. So if he seizes an opportunity.
I texted him after the game. I said, "Hey, you saw an open shot. I want you to take that 10 times out of 10. Shoot your shot."
Wow, that's a true coach.
Yeah, that's a true coach.
I would like to see a little bit more efficiency with that being said, because like I said, we only had 6 guys, and there was a period of time where we were kind of like, "Is Isaiah done for the game?" I think he was eating orange slices over there. But hey, Zay, all love, brother. We're all a work in progress. I think I might have to have a little sit-down chat with him, just get him refocused. But, I love his energy. I love what he brings
Crucial
to the team.
player to your team.
Oh, absolutely. He's our Pat Bev type of the team. He brings the energy. He brings a little bit of the chippiness. And, his defense is pretty solid. So
I do want, before we move on from Isaiah, we have a fan or an inside reporter. We really don't know. It could be another troll account for all I know on Twitter.
Okay.
But they say that rumors that Isaiah wants out and that bullies are the number 1 team. Now, he did respond with never that with the emojis. But what do you take from that?
I think I'm going to have to say that's probably a little bit of trolling because that's one thing I'm pretty sure on with Isaiah is his loyalty to the Lank Show. I know he was so excited to be able to play with Scott Slade. And obviously myself too. So I'm not worried about that. I think it's just more of we got to get him a little bit refocused, get him to focus that energy on the game. And again, he's a different player come playoff time.
Yeah,
it's prime time.
It's only week 2.
It's
prime time.
It's
only week 2.
We love you, Isaiah.
Yeah, we do.
Just so you know, we love you.
But to move on from the Lank Show, we're going to talk about your team, Johnny. And as I wrote in my review, I thought this was quite probably the game of the season thus far. Again, we're in week 2. But Titans Gremlins. I mean, I do want to give a shout out before we start talking about your squad. Makai, another one of those dark horse MVPs. I mean, he's Gremlins tough. Just, with all due respect to you, Tony Cruz, and those guys, not looking like a good team to me. Not looking like a good team. But Makai is a very great player that kind of washes away some of those dirty thoughts I have about your squad. But I do have to say, he, 2-point game, Makai comes down, gets an and one, ties it, then hits the free throw for the lead, and then Joe throws up an absolute prayer, and it falls.
But there was a glimmer of hope because we have a great squad. And I thought, maybe we could pull this out. And Chupik worked his magic and chucked up a prayer. Now, was it before the buzzer? It's not my job to say.
Yeah.
It's done.
The refs made their call.
That's,
I think, although we do have the advantages of having video, the game streamed and everything, I think you got to go with the officials' discretion. They're the ones who are on the court. They saw it in real time. And also, I mean, if it's really borderline, I think you got to give it to the guy. I mean, what an incredible shot.
I mean, what a shot.
What are you going to take that?
And that was his first 3 made.
You're going to take that away from him?
Yeah.
Nice shot.
That's
I'm not saying you have to give it to him a second after the buzzer, but it could have gone either way. I say count it. Give it a shot.
Shout out to the Gremlins, though. I know you said they don't look like a great team. They put up 2 great fights against the Dragons, who are our team of the week this week. And our team, not to say we're a great team, but we have a lot of players with high school basketball experience, and they have 2, I think, with Makai.
They got heart. They got some heart.
They're great.
And I think Makai's a great leader, too.
Yes. And Gavin Sullivan stepped up. Carrick and Steven Pisano had a great game.
Yeah.
Carrick, you have a top play coming up here.
Yes.
Great layup. But all in all, they're a great team. They'll find their stride. I think they're a team you don't want to see in the playoffs.
One more thing I want to add about the buzzer beater. That was probably the coldest reaction to the buzzer beater I've ever seen by Chupik. Like, talk about like being there before. You know, he didn't run around crazy, just completely calm and collected. I thought
Stared us down.
A+.
Celebration. Tough to top.
Yep.
Yeah, but congratulations.
Shout out Chupik.
Trying to win. And the last game, so we had game of the season so far, followed by our player of the week performance, Trout CPA player of the week, Ross Conway. We'll get a little bit more into Conway's stat line here shortly, but I do want to say the score looks a lot closer than what it actually was. I mean, the 8 balls were up, I think, by 20, at least at one point. They were up by double digits at halftime. I think they, like most teams, seems like they just let their foot off the pedal a little bit towards the end, and luckily, the Peckers didn't have that much peck into them. But do want to give a shout out to Ross. Do want to give a shout out to Callan. I kind of talked a little crap about the 8 balls, but that's why we talk crap, so you guys perform better. Yeah. So shout out to the 8 balls for not sending Twitter fingers and actually, shutting me up on the court. So there you go. There's your props there. Woodpeckers, though, didn't have Captain Atkinson, didn't have Brother Atkinson.
Or Jack.
Or Jack, which are arguably their 3 best players on the team. But nonetheless, like I said, a win is a win.
Yep.
Any thoughts from you two about this game in particular?
You can go ahead, Frank.
What jumped out to me is just the 8 for 36 from 3. Seems like that they were really launching them. Definitely want to see that number improve a little bit going forward. But I think it was a tough week for them. Obviously, Devin and Jack are the leaders for that squad. Account for a lot of the offense, so I think it's a tough ask. Obviously, looks like Danny Angle did a great job filling in. Scoring some points, and hey, they made a late little push at the end. Like you said, I think it was a little bit more of a case of 8 balls just kind of easing up a bit and kind of thinking that they had the game in hand. But at the end of the day, still came out the dub.
Yeah,
I would say Ross Conway, obviously, his performance off the charts, but we can cut to this clip too. After the game, Joe said the difference was himself.
Let's take a look at that.
Okay, so 8 balls, great game. We got the big 3 right here.
Thank you.
Can you just talk about the process of which you guys lost last week? You come in, win big today. What'd you guys do to prepare for today's game?
What he said.
Stangle put the jersey on.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not like a cocky guy. I like to stay humble, but you see the difference. You were here last week. You're here this week. You saw when I came on. You see the difference.
You had a big game today, Joe.
It was huge.
The man has confidence. He has swagger, and I think he's a huge difference maker on their team. Him and Rob. The 8 balls chemistry, I think, is probably top of the league.
One of the best in the league.
Yeah.
They may sometimes struggle on the floor, but going to Grand Central Bagel before.
Yeah.
So we all woke up today and we thought like, hey, we gotta do something to get right this week. So we went to Grand Central Bagel. I got a 2 strawberry or plain bagel, strawberry cream cheese, and a Diet Coke too. So that and then what'd you get? I got a bacon, egg, and cheese on a everything bagel. Put my name in as Ruben for good luck. Also went with the salted caramel latte, large, iced.
Nice.
I got lox, cream cheese, capers, red onions on a salt bagel, medium black coffee. Said my name was Joe Stangle.
For good luck.
Just hung out upstairs at Grand Central, just talked about the game.
Yep.
Kind of just going over like the low points of last week and what we wanted. It was a lot of envisionment.
It's a beautiful place to gather your thoughts.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I mean, Joe had 6 points, shot 2 for 9, 1 for 5 from 3 with 4 boards, 1 for 2 from the line.
Not everything's.
I know, but like,
I think Rob and Joe, I get what you're saying for sure, but you can't measure on the stat sheet what they bring to the table. You can't measure.
Fair enough. No, that's a fair
especially
take.
Rob. Like shout out Rob. I hear him. He's always chirping. He's always in guys' ears. Getting them off their game a little bit.
Chirping with Nevin.
Yeah. To me, he's kind of he's got to up the rebound numbers to really be classified as like a Rodman type character. But I think kind of the personality wise is a little bit like that. You know, maybe takes a little bit off Ross in that regard, where Ross isn't. You know, he's doing a lot of the dirty work on the court. I think Rob is more taking care of the dirty work, the trash talking, stuff like that.
I'd say he didn't even let the game come to him. He took it.
Yeah,
It was
he
on the
took it.
table, and Ross just got two big old mitts and just took it.
You know, and again, just stuff that isn't going to show up in the stat sheet. But you know, Rob, you can play on my team any day, buddy.
But another tampering commit. I'm just kidding.
Hypothetical. Hypothetical.
But no, you bring up a good point because all of them take away the distraction. So all Ross has to do is worry about
just
balling.
ball. Yeah,
just
get
ball.
buckets.
Is
And I think, you know, and again, I know you talked about Callan before. I think they're really one sort of prolific scorer away from being a threat in this league. Just to, you know, from a standpoint of just taking a little bit more off of Ross's shoulder on the offensive end, they're all great defenders. But, you know, it's a tough ask for Ross to have to go out there and kind of, you know, put up a 30 bomb for them to be in the game every night, especially as the season go on. I'm sure that teams are going to start keying in on him a little bit. So, you know, I think Callan had a good bounce back week. And I look for more from him, you know, on the offensive end, especially. I think his defense is already there, already top notch, but definitely if you could just add a little bit more offensively, I think the 8-balls are a little bit of a sleeper.
Yeah. I think if you add a big man to that team, it could get real scary.
True.
Yeah. But yes, Ross, Trout CPA, player of the week. Yeah. Bravo. He had a great game of 34 points, 3 balls, 11 rebounds, and 4 steals.
Yeah.
He had 25 points at halftime.
That might be a record and a half. I don't know.
Might be.
Maybe for the year, probably. Yeah.
We'll check with
And
Allison on that one.
Yeah.
We'll check with
Yeah,
Allison on that one.
we'll check with our scorekeeper on
Yeah.
that. But and also I want to say one last thing: the efficiency from Ross too. You know, he put up 29 shots and hit 15 of them. That's over
That's
50%. Like that's pretty tough.
Yeah.
So shout out Ross.
Shout out to our scorekeeper Allison and my girlfriend. She called this 2 minutes into the game. She said he's going to be Trout CPA player of the week.
No way!
Yep. She
Wow!
said it.
Shout out Allison.
I'll try and find the clip in the live stream.
I did hear
as
it.
my witness.
I did hear her say that.
First, I want you guys to hear it from me. Ross Conway wins player of the week. This is true.
Is that you said this before the game even started?
No, I said this a minute into the game because he was killing it. He had 25 points at halftime, like 9 defensive rebounds. It was amazing.
And you know ball.
I've been keeping stats all the games, and those were the best stats I've seen. She was on stats.
Wow.
So I just want to let you know that is player of the week.
You called it before the game too. I think it was during my game that Ross was gonna come out with a great performance, and you were right. So there was something in the air.
It was bound to be it was bound to be Ross's night.
Yeah.
So that'll do it as far as recapping games. Let's get into our top plays from the weekend. Coming in at number 10, Joe Stangl of the 8-balls. Oop, takes it, drives to the lane. Oop, pass Trey. Ooh, nice little layup. Look back with the taunt. Oop, too short.
And here we go at number 9. We got my team getting cooked by Carrick with the tough leg flying through the air.
Number 8, we got Curtis Cannon coming through the wing. Little drive, step back, straight cash, homie.
And number 7, we're going over to the Bullies with MVP candidate Denzel driving to the hole, gets the tough lay the fall.
What do you call him? Congo Jesus.
Congo Jesus.
Number 6, we got Kevin rolled in off the backboard to Dwayne, almost slams it home, drops in. We're counting that as a dunk.
Number 5, we got Gavin Sullivan taking it to the hoop. Spin cycle, yes sir.
And number 4, we got Samir on the Lank show. He takes it, ooh, behind the back, ooh, cross, ooh, drive. What a lay there. Tough shot.
Here we go at number 3. We got the Gremlins, Makai, taking it to the basket, showing us his whole bag between the legs, behind the back, tough layup, right hand, and he's a lefty.
Number 2, you're really going to make me do this? Oh, right in my mitt. Kevin rolled in at the buzzer.
And finally, number 1 to no one's surprise here, game on the line, Tony Cruz. He shoots a free throw, brick. Rebound, Joe Chupik. He dribbles, half court, throws up a prayer, bang! The bank is open for Joe Chupik. Titans win, play of the game. Wow, have yourself a day.
Perfection.
Dude, that shot, what a shot. That was crazy.
I'll take it any day of the week.
Take that any day of the week. That has been our top plays of the weekend. With all that being said, let's get into next week, all for some predictions. So, Johnny, I'll start with you here. Woodpeckers, Dragons. Who do you think is going to win? And give me a bold stat line from this matchup.
I think the only reason I'm saying this is because unknown player is a huge hole they have to fill, and I don't know if they're going to be prepared to do it quite yet. I think Woodpeckers take it home. Devin's going to come out hungry. I say 40 bomb from him.
40.
And I say 6 plus threes.
Sheesh.
And you know those Woodpeckers, Trey Wells gonna dominate the boards, like you said. Dragons, I think it'll be close, but I think Devin will have to do what he has to get in his bag for this one.
Grant, your thoughts on the game?
You know, I think talked about some heavy hitters in the beginning of the show. I think these are 1 and 2 right here. You know, personally, my rankings. Maybe you could put the Sixers up there, but I think it's possible finals matchup down the road. I mean, who knows? There's a lot of good teams, but I'm really looking forward to this one. I think you're spot on with your analysis there of losing the unknown player. I don't know if who knows if the Dragons will be ready to fill that void. You know, with the first week without him. I think they keep it close, but you know, it's not a stat. But I'm predicting another buzzer beater from this game. Maybe a little bit of jaw angle action. Huh? Maybe.
Wow. I'm going to agree. I think the Packers take this. I think, you know, they're pissed off after losing when their players weren't there. I think they come out strong. But on the losing squad of the Dragons, I'm going to give Mike Myers a double-double.
Ooh.
Wow, I like that.
That's my bold.
He can definitely get the boards. I think you might have to stroke a couple threes.
I'm just thinking, you know, with no unknown player there, it opens up an opportunity.
True.
Maybe Mike takes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Underrated player in the league.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And one last thought to add: Devin Atkinson off of the loss is not someone you want to see. That's all I have to say.
Never. Next game, Grant. 8 Balls versus Tropics. Give me your pick and a bold prediction.
This is a tough one. So, you know, I'm going to mix it up here. I think I'm going to go 8 Balls. I think they're going to carry that momentum through from last week. I think that Callan and Ross, as my bold prediction, are going to combine for a 60 bomb.
Holy moly.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how it's going to shake out in terms of each, but like I said earlier, you know, I think they're really one prolific scorer away from being a contender in this league. Wow. Callan, I know you can do it. I think you can. So 60 bomb from those two guys alone.
All right.
Like that.
Johnny?
This is the tough part about this show. I hate to make picks where there's no excuses. So there's nobody missing in these games. They're both at full strength. I'm going to go against the 8 Balls here. I think the Tropics pull it out just because Brad and Tyler are probably the toughest duo to stop in this league.
Yeah.
Up there with, you know, name who. I think they're next to him. I'm not saying they're better. I think they're next to him. And I think that'll be tough. Ross and Callan, if they can shut them down, they get the win.
Yep.
I don't know if they can do that because, like you said, Ross and Callan have to work heavy on the offensive end.
Definitely.
So I don't think they can keep the two balances there. I think one will fall at some point. Bold prediction, I think Brad makes 8 plus threes.
8?
Yeah.
Jeez.
He missed a week. He's got to make up for the week he missed.
How do you think those matchups shake out? Who do you think's sticking who?
I would say Ross guards Brad.
Okay.
Callan guards Tyler.
I like
because
the quickness, the shiftiness.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works. Both can guard either one.
That's going to be a great matchup, actually.
It's going to be
that might be
amazing.
My favorite one.
Yeah.
Of the week.
Joe, if you show up, are they going to win?
I don't know.
I mean, well,
He's 1-0. He's 1-0.
You guys all said great things.
Yep.
You forgot one name, though, who I think is going to be the X factor of this game. Austin Groff.
Oh,
yeah,
shoot.
wow.
Austin Groff makes his BBAL debut.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And I think with all of those names that were mentioned of the two stars on each team, I think Austin Groff drops 15, maybe a 15-point double.
But huge.
Okay.
That's
But
a
huge.
huge 15.
It's a huge
Yeah.
15. And I think add on to that bold, I think 10 of those come in the final 10 minutes of the game.
Oh.
I think that's when it comes down to. I think we'll see some locked up, we'll see some crazy defense and maybe missed shots because of the jitters, and I think Austin Groff just comes in, brings that club Penn State basketball, just kind of hoops to the mix, and honestly becomes that X factor for the Tropics down the season.
I like that too because I'm sure it'll take him a little bit to get going.
Oh yeah,
early on in the game, especially. His debut, rookie season, probably a lot of nerves. So spot on. Like that prediction a lot.
I know we shouted them out earlier, but those guys for the Tropics that had to play their heart out last week with five.
Seriously.
Miller, Bubba, Jay Bake, Jackson.
Mid-range, yep.
I mean,
yeah.
obviously, Tyler's going to do Tyler. But those guys, you stepped it up. You get a shout out in our hearts. You guys play with heart.
The Gatorade Players of the Week.
Yeah.
Right there.
I mean, you guys.
True grit out there.
And you were undersized, too. And you guys-
Undersized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And you kept it close, really, towards the end. But honestly, I think that's gas at that point. You
Yeah.
just run out of gas, which is totally understandable.
Yep.
Game 3, undefeated Bullies versus the defeated Gremlins. Grant, start with you.
All right, so got to be honest, don't think this is going to be much of a contest here. I don't think the Gremlins have what it takes inside to kind of bang around with the Bullies down there. It's going to be tough rebounding, I think, especially. So I got the Bullies in a blowout for sure. And bold prediction, I'm predicting Eric Goldbach at least 25 points. Wouldn't be surprised with 30. I think, I was actually talking to Johnny a little bit before we hopped on, and I think you've seen his moves there. His moves are there. His quickness is there. He just hasn't, seen the ball go through the hoop consistently, but they're good misses, good shots he's taken. I think this is the week. Eric, prove me right, brother. Go get me a 25-30 bomb.
I agree. But the blowout part, I could just... Gremlins got my respect. They give us a dogfight. I think they keep it close. But I think, Eric's going to prove why that mofo played at Charleston this next week. I agree with that. I also think the big men are going to have a field day. Liam, I'm shouting you out here. Don't do me wrong. I think you get 20-plus boards.
Ooh.
20 boards.
Ooh.
I think we're going for a BBAL record here.
Wow.
I mean, it's bold, right?
Yeah.
Bold prediction.
Yeah.
I think he
I
can
like
do
it.
it.
I like it. You
I
can
know
like
there's Kurt Harnish down there too, but I think Liam's the type of player where if you bring in another bull, Liam just tries to get bigger. It's
Yep.
I don't want to say he plays to the lower competition, but if you bring in another guy who's big and strong and ox-like, Liam's gonna bring it.
Oh yeah, he's going to assert his dominance for sure.
I like this Bullies team a lot.
Yeah.
I really do. I like the energy. I like their size. I like their attitude. I think they're going to win this one easily. Here's my bold prediction. I think outside the box here. I think we get an ejection. Do the taunting. And
From the Bullies or the Gremlins?
From the Bullies.
From the Bullies.
Do the taunting or trash talking because I think they're going to get up big.
Yeah.
I think they're going to start.
I can see it.
I think they're going to start jabbing from the sidelines on the players, and I think the refs are eventually going to be like, you know what, tee them up or eventually throw them out of there.
Yeah.
So that's going to be my prediction. Again,
Can I say who?
You got anyone in mind?
No, I'm asking you. Who do you?
who? Kurt. Kurt or Alex.
Alex.
But this is not any diss.
Yeah, this is bold.
This is I love your attitude, and I think you're gonna spank them down. That you're gonna be talking because it's part of the brand. Keep it up.
Yep.
But I think that's what's gonna happen in this game. I think it's gonna get a little ugly. My only reason why I say Alex because I'm thinking a little bit of Tony and Alex kind of.
That's a great call.
That might be spot on.
Yeah.
That might be
So
wild, yeah.
you just don't know if Tony's gonna be like, you know what,
Tension
like
spill over. Yeah.
screw this. I'm going for the smack.
Yep. And when the game is out of reach, that's when typically those
That's what I'm
things
saying.
start to boil over. And whatnot.
Yeah.
But I like it. Yeah.
Final game. I'll start off first since we got, again, the matchup on both sides. Titans versus Lank Show. I think this is going to be the best game of the weekend. I think whoever scheduled these games and set this one for prime time did an absolute beautiful job.
Yep.
Especially for right here and right now. Johnny, I have a lot of respect for you. You are one of my favorite players in the league. And please take this the best way possible. But I think the Lank Show escape with a win.
It's okay.
And I think it's going to be a 1 or 2 point game. I don't think a buzzer beater is going to happen. I think the Lank Show win. I think this guy to my left drops 20. He drops 20. I think Grant drops 20. Care to rebuttal?
Listen, Lank Show are a great team. I can't even look at you without laughing. They are the team that bumped us out of the playoffs last year. I have the utmost respect for that team, but you always got to think your team's going to come out on top.
Yeah.
I think we're hungry. We got a win under our belt, which most times people think, oh, they're going to relax next game. No. I think we're hungry for another. We're going to bounce back this week, have a great game. I'm happy with how we're playing. This is actually breaking news. I haven't told anybody. Elijah Bynum broke his foot. So prayers. Hopefully he gets well soon.
Yeah, get well soon.
We love you, Elijah.
What's up, man?
But I think we have a lot of great guys. I think we have great chemistry. I think we'll come out with a win, but that's not without just an absolute dogfight with these guys. They're a great team.
Also, shout out Bam.
Bam.
Shout out Bam on the Titans. I saw that. What is he? Top 5 in rebounds?
Rebounds. That's all heart, man.
Yeah, that's all heart.
Yeah.
So shout out to Bam.
It's just a little over a year. The guy broke his back.
Really?
I mean,
Talk about a
the
comeback.
Champion right there.
We love you, Bam.
Grant, how you feeling about your squad this weekend?
I think what Johnny said was pretty spot on. We obviously had a very heated series in the playoffs last year. It was very hard fought. Could have gone either way. With that being said, I'd like to just take this time to guarantee the Lank Show's first win of the year. I'm locking it up. I think, take it to the bank. It's going to be our first win. Like I said, we can't afford to lose anymore. Already dropped 2. So I know you're going to be getting a focused effort from Prime Time. I'm going to have a little chat with him this week, get him focused, get him reined in, and guess what? It's an 8 o'clock game, so Prime Time.
Yeah. I didn't give a bold prediction. I just realized.
Yeah, that's good.
We'll circle back. We can circle
We'll circle back.
I think definitely be a hard-fought game, but I had the faith in my guys that we're going to be able to pull it out. And also, we have our secret weapon flying him in. We flew him in first class. Mark Goldbach making his first.
Whoa!
Flew him fresh across the pond, and we're excited to have him. Yeah, and I think he's going to be an instant impact, especially on the boards, on defense. And apparently, I haven't seen it yet, but he has changed and fixed his jump shot. So, my bold prediction is going to be Mark Goldbach, 3 3-pointers.
3?
3 of them.
Okay.
3 of them.
I think this is a game that needs to be under lights.
Yes.
I think it's just... I hope it's outside because we need to get this place rocking.
Yep.
I would say this is not even within the game. 50-plus people there watching the game.
I like that.
That's
my
bold prediction.
And you guys can make it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
please.
comment, subscribe, donate.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Sponsored.
Yeah. But yeah, that'll do
We
it.
got to do our locks.
Lock of the week.
Oh, lock of the week.
I gave mine, but you
Okay.
two.
Okay.
Who's your lock of the week?
Packers. I think we'll Packers pull it out. Like I said, Devin, give me 40-plus.
Packers. I don't want to pick the same team, so I'm going to go Tropics.
Tropics?
I'm going to go Tropics as my lock of the week.
Alrighty.
Lock that down.
Hey, guys. It's been fun. Hey, thanks for having me on, fellas.
Yeah, of course, Grant.
anytime.
Hope to see you
Anytime.
again. Yeah.
We're gonna just make a bigger table, zoom the camera out. We're just gonna get the whole BBAL.
Yeah,
We got a bunch of
yeah.
characters, and I'd like to see Bubba up here. I think Bubba would do.
Bubba, is he our next appearance? Rob,
Rob
Joe?
would be good.
Joe would be good. Yeah.
Mike might be. I don't know.
Mike would be
there's
great.
a lot of good characters. If you want to be on the show, leave a like, leave a comment, DM me on Twitter, DM him on Twitter, bballstatmuse. I'm Prime B-Ball Report. This is Grant Conway. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Give us
Take
a
care,
name,
guys.
please. We need a name.
Peace.